Afternoon, Alex. 3-2 defeat to Tiverton. Talk us through how you saw it from, well, you started yourself today.
Yeah, I had to, unfortunately, yeah. Bit light on numbers, just for a few holidays and injuries and a few little bits, and Crowley's still suspended, just for a couple of games, obviously with the games being called off and that sort of thing. So yeah, a bit light on numbers, so had to. Carl had a bit of a knock on his ankle last Saturday, he's not really recovered from that, so it was just a needs must thing really. And having not played for a while, I said to the lads, I said I'm not trying to let them down. Obviously I'm very honest about my performance and what I can and can't do, and you know, it was just an extra body and just trying to make a difference, and I did a little bit, maybe not enough, but yeah, I was just forced into that really. With regards to the game, difficult one to call really. I thought I was disappointed with their first goal because I thought it was a foul on Jimmy from the corner. He got boxed off and couldn't get out to make even a challenge for the ball. So disappointed on that score. But as the game progressed, we got back into it. A great goal from Will. Did a nice little bit down the left-hand side and smashed one in. So that was good to get back in the game. And I always thought we had enough to cope with them. And we said at half-time, Steve mentioned it, the fact we just need to stay in the game and get something out of it. And at least we were going to come away with a point. And then what was so frustrating was the fact to go out and concede a really sloppy goal after, 20 seconds in the second half. Yeah. Where the ball's bounced in midfield, and you know we just not dealt with it well enough and got caught a bit flat-footed at the back, and you know, when they went down to 10 men, we gave it a good go, I think, and we did go a bit sloppy and a bit lackadaisical after their second. It just sort of seemed to knock the stuffing out of us, especially just 10 seconds into the second half, after we'd said everything that we said at half time. But then, you know, get one back with 6 minutes to go, you know, our fancy chances of maybe nicking one, especially when they were down at 10, and then somehow he's booked Rosie in the far corner when he's trying to take a throw in. So yeah, disappointing. It's probably one that I need to think about, and maybe not think about too much, but wipe under the carpet, especially ready for Tuesday, to come in bouncing ready for Tuesday.
Sure. They were quite a big side.
Yeah.
They played a bit of football as well, yeah. Don't get me wrong, but they were probably as tall a side as I've seen for a good season or so.
Yeah.
How do you think we dealt with that?
I think it's a difficult one because I think with a team like that, certainly I don't think they try and sort of shell it and try and let it too long. But they had good quality, especially from the centre halves at times. Good quality, and they were smashing balls in behind us that hurt us really, and don't let us out. We've just got to get a bit more streetwise, I think, than to sort of think, well, we can do that a little bit. If we can do that with a bit of quality, especially with their back two, you know, with the likes of Tambo, Carl Brown, Lamin, Gates running at people. When we got the ball down and ran at them, we looked like we were a threat. And when we get the ball down, we do look very good. It's just, unfortunately, probably on the surface we've got, it's not ideal for that. You know, we're dealing with what we're dealing with, and without, you know, I'm not criticising Dave or anybody here, but you know, the surface for us to do that probably is not ideal, and it would be maybe at home to think about we need to be a little bit more like that and a little bit more direct possibly. But again, it's personnel. Best will in the world, I wasn't going to win a header up front all day today against those two. The same with Mike Tamlin, really, as much as he tried. You know, it's very difficult, so we do have to play to feet and change things slightly, but it's just about us adapting when it comes to that. You know, not getting dragged down to it, not doing Tiverton down there at all, but you know, there's teams in this league who will just for 10-20 minutes just shell balls in behind you, and we've got to get better at maybe coping with that and maybe changing our strategy against that. But we're working on that, and I think, you know, when you saw, you know, there were parts of the game today certainly where we got it down and we played a little bit. I think we looked threatening then, but maybe, you know, a day like today, maybe not threatening enough.
Sure. Officials, talking about officials is always a dangerous one, and it's, you know, when I see it on the television I get a bit annoyed, but I have to say that I was really disappointed with the referee today. I don't know how you saw it. You mentioned the Rosie thing. I thought he was, in fairness, he was bad for both sides at times, but I thought he almost created problems.
It's difficult again, yeah. Without, I don't want to get myself into hot water there. It's a hard one. You know, without him the game wouldn't go ahead, and I appreciate all of that. And doing it myself on a daily basis, whether it's rugby, cricket, basketball, whatever, you know, but you need the officials there. Yeah. The fact is, I don't think by his own standards today he had his greatest game. He was bad for both sides, but like I say, the one with Jimmy and the ball going in the box in the first instance, I went in and asked him about that, and then suddenly second half he gave a free kick against their goalkeeper who dropped one, and then seemingly nobody near him. So it was just, I don't mind if it's consistent, and the thing that frustrated me today, and certainly my lads, was the fact it wasn't consistent, and he was seeing things very differently, and I just felt that he didn't know the game greatly. But again, I can't, I don't think, even on the basis of maybe some poor decisions there, that I don't think it possibly affected the result. I think we weren't cut through enough, up front, and certainly I think we gave them a bit too much time and space at the back.
Sure, it was particularly disappointed to go 3-1 down when they were down to 10 men. Maybe they did catch us on the break.
Yeah.
How are you looking forward to Tuesday night when we entertain Ascot?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it greatly. Obviously, I've got I lose Wellgate for a couple of days, unfortunately, but I've got Ian Circle to come back in. I've got Sam Avery fighting fit. So I'm we're going there. We're going against them as strong as we can be on Tuesday. So I'm raring for that game. It's a massive game. I've made no sort of disguise about that with the lads. Just the nature of the FA Cup, it is what it is. It's a great competition to be in, and the longer you stay in it, the better it is for the club and for everybody associated. And it would be nice just to have a little run. It would also be good if we could get a result on Tuesday, because then we go Saturday against a team at home here from the same level as Ascot, and games aren't on paper, but you should be confident about winning both of those two games. The good thing is we're scoring goals. That's the good thing.
Yes.
The idea now is just making sure we plug them at the other end, because unfortunately for me, we've conceded a few sloppy goals today for what I think, and we need to plug that, because that was a mainstay of us last year. So I need to just get back to basics there defensively, but certainly keep up at the other end. But yeah, very, very, very excited about Tuesday, and it should be a good occasion. It'd just be nice to, on the back of what I think the chairman just mentioned to me, there was a 40 odd here today. It's a bit disappointing really for a home game when we're 8th in the league, or 9th in the league as we were. I know we've gone down a bit now, but we're not playing too bad a football, and for him to only get 30-40 people is poor. But hopefully the FA Cup will bring a few through, and that could just ignite the club and a few things around it, and fingers crossed that we get the right result on Tuesday.
Absolutely, and let's hope we don't get any rain like we did last week.
Yeah, true, because that was a deluge. I don't think I've played in anything quite as bad as that, so yeah, should be okay.
Okay, Alex, thank you very much.
Thank you.